10 years ago, if you walked into a room full of car enthusiasts and said, the fastest vehicle on this planet will be an SUV, they would have laughed you out of the building. They would have called you delusional. They would have said SUVs are for soccer moms and grocery runs, not for breaking speed records. But right now, in this very moment, three of the most legendary supercar brands on Earth, Lamborghini, Ferrari, and Aston Martin, are locked in a war. A horsepower war. An all-out, no-holds-barred battle over an SUV. And the winner of this war? The SUV sitting on top of this insane three-way fight? It is not the one you think. Not even close. Let us rewind for a second, because to understand how absolutely wild this battle is, you need to understand how we got here. For decades, Lamborghini made supercars. Only supercars. Ferrari made supercars. Only supercars. Aston Martin made Grand Tourers and sports cars. That was the deal. That was the unwritten rule. Brands like Lamborghini, Ferrari, and Aston Martin did not touch SUVs. Building an SUV was considered blasphemy. It was considered a betrayal of everything these brands stood for. And then, Lamborghini did the unthinkable. In 2018, Lamborghini dropped the Lamborghini Urus, and the automotive world lost its mind. The Lamborghini Urus was not supposed to work. The Lamborghini Urus was supposed to be a disaster. Critics said Lamborghini had sold its soul. They said the Lamborghini Urus would destroy the Lamborghini brand. They said the Lamborghini Urus was a cash grab. And you know what happened? The Lamborghini Urus became the best-selling Lamborghini in history. Not one of the best, the best. The Lamborghini Urus outsold the Huracan. The Lamborghini Urus outsold the Aventador. The Lamborghini Urus single-handedly doubled Lamborghini's total sales. Let that sink in. An SUV, a Lamborghini SUV, became the most important vehicle Lamborghini has ever made. And the Lamborghini Urus did not just sell well. The Lamborghini Urus was fast. Brutally fast. The Lamborghini Urus packed a 4-litre twin-turbocharged V8, producing 666 horsepower in the Urus Performante. 0 to 100 in 3.3 seconds. In an SUV. 3.3 seconds. The Lamborghini Urus Performante was faster than most sports cars on the market. The Lamborghini Urus Performante was faster than cars that cost twice as much and weighed half as much. The Lamborghini Urus Performante did not just compete with other SUVs, the Lamborghini Urus Performante embarrassed them. And for a while, the Lamborghini Urus sat alone at the top, unchallenged, untouchable, the undisputed king of the super SUV world. And then, Ferrari walked into the room, and everything changed. In 2023, Ferrari revealed the Ferrari Purosangue, and Ferrari did not call the Ferrari Purosangue an SUV. Ferrari refused to use that word. Ferrari called the Ferrari Purosangue a 4-door, 4-seat sports car. Because Ferrari is Ferrari, and Ferrari does not make SUVs. Except, the Ferrari Purosangue is an SUV. The Ferrari Purosangue has 4 doors. The Ferrari Purosangue has a raised ride height. The Ferrari Purosangue has all-wheel drive. The Ferrari Purosangue is, by every measurable definition, an SUV. But what makes the Ferrari Purosangue terrifying is what sits under the bonnet. The Ferrari Purosangue does not use a turbocharged engine. The Ferrari Purosangue uses a naturally aspirated 6.5-litre V12. A screaming, howling, spine-tingling V12 that produces 725 horsepower. No turbos, no superchargers, no electric assistance. Just a pure, raw, naturally aspirated V12 in an SUV. Ferrari took the greatest engine configuration in automotive history and shoved the V12 into a family car. The Ferrari Purosangue hits 0 to 100 in 3.3 seconds. Dead equal with the Lamborghini Urus Performante. But the Ferrari Purosangue does it with a soundtrack that makes the Lamborghini Urus sound like a dishwasher. That V12 in the Ferrari Purosangue revs to over 8,000 RPM. The Ferrari Purosangue does not just move. The Ferrari Purosangue screams, wails, and announces its presence to every living soul within a 5-block radius. But wait, because there is a third contender in this war, and this contender might be the most dangerous of all, the Aston Martin DBX707. Now, the Aston Martin DBX707 does not get the same headlines as the Lamborghini Urus or the Ferrari Purosangue. The Aston Martin DBX707 does not have the same social media clout, but the Aston Martin DBX707 does not care about headlines. The Aston Martin DBX707 cares about one thing: being the fastest SUV on the planet. And when the Aston Martin DBX707 launched, the Aston Martin DBX707 backed up that claim with fury. The Aston Martin DBX707 packs a 4-litre twin-turbocharged V8, producing 707 horsepower. 707, more than the Lamborghini Urus Performante. The Aston Martin DBX707 hits 0 to 100 in 3.1 seconds. 3.1. That is faster than the Lamborghini Urus Performante. That is faster than the Ferrari Purosangue. The Aston Martin DBX707, the one nobody was talking about, is the fastest accelerating SUV of these three titans. So let us break this down. The Lamborghini Urus Performante, 666 horsepower, 3.3 seconds to 100. The car that started the super SUV revolution. The Ferrari Purosangue, 725 horsepower from a naturally aspirated V12 that has no business being inside an SUV. 3.3 seconds to 100, and a sound that could make a grown man weep. The Aston Martin DBX707, 707 horsepower, 3.1 seconds to 100, and the quiet confidence of a brand that let the other two fight for attention while the Aston Martin DBX707 simply went faster. 3 SUVs, 3 legendary brands, 3 machines that would have been considered science fiction just 15 years ago. And together, the Lamborghini Urus, the Ferrari Purosangue, and the Aston Martin DBX707 have created a horsepower war that nobody saw coming and nobody can look away from. But here is what makes this war truly historic. The Lamborghini Urus, the Ferrari Purosangue, and the Aston Martin DBX707 are not just competing against each other. The Lamborghini Urus, the Ferrari Purosangue, and the Aston Martin DBX707 are rewriting the rules of the entire automotive industry. Because these three machines have proven something that no one thought possible. That an SUV can be just as thrilling, just as fast, just as soul-stirring as any supercar ever made. The Lamborghini Urus proved that a supercar brand could build an SUV without losing its identity. The Ferrari Purosangue proved that a V12 engine belongs wherever Ferrari decides to put the V12. And the Aston Martin DBX707 proved that you do not need the loudest name in the room to be the fastest machine in the room. So who wins this war? That depends on what you want. If you want the icon, the one that started it all, the one that made every other brand rethink their entire strategy, you want the Lamborghini Urus. If you want the soul, the emotion, the sound of a naturally aspirated V12 that will haunt your dreams, you want the Ferrari Purosangue. And if you want the speed, the raw acceleration, the quiet assassin that lets everyone else do the talking while the Aston Martin DBX707 does the winning, you want the Aston Martin DBX707. But no matter which one you choose, the Lamborghini Urus, the Ferrari Purosangue, or the Aston Martin DBX707, you are choosing a machine that was never supposed to exist. And that is what makes this horsepower war the greatest battle the SUV world has ever seen. Now we want to hear from you. Lamborghini Urus, Ferrari Purosangue, or Aston Martin DBX707. If you had to pick one and only one, which SUV are you taking home? Drop your answer in the comments right now and let the debate begin. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on notifications because we have got a lot more where this came from. We will see you in the next one.